Recently, I've been thinking about self-control, and you need to conquer your emotions and desires before your emotions and desires conquer you. I believe that self-control is something that we all know of in the back of our heads, but we don't actually take in what it means to have discipline, what it means to have self-control, and how actually important it is that we have this in our lives, not just to improve ourselves and the way we are to others and the actions that we take, but also just to be a better human. You need self control. And if you want to be successful, you need discipline. Now, I didn't really, I think we all know that, right? Like to some extent, that we know that we need discipline and we probably need self control as well. But it never really occurred to me that I need how badly we actually need this and how easy it gets the more consistent you are for discipline and self-control, because discipline, it happens whenever you're looking for improvement and you do the thing anyways, whatever it is that your brain is telling you you don't want to do, and you just do it because you know that it'll improve yourself in the long run. Like this morning, like I got up at 4. It's I think 5 now because I just gone through most of my morning routine. And I I didn't want to get up. I have an English benchmark today and I do not want to go to school for the benchmark. So I got up and I did a very hard for me morning where I had three reps of 30 push-ups, and that's really exhausting for me because that's not something that I normally do. But I've been pushing myself to get physically active, and I know that it's going to benefit me in the long run. So I'm currently putting myself through this now. And whenever it comes to conquering yourself, it helps whenever you have these bad addictions. Like, whenever you need to conquer yourself, you're basically just observing your thoughts and emotions and realizing that they're not who you are, because you and your thoughts are two separate things. And whenever it comes to trying to take your thoughts and your actions and just observing them and not giving control into them is really the key to self control. Because whenever you have like these bad habits that you're probably thinking about, it all has to do with you giving control into them. Like for lust, whenever it comes to lust, like we are lustful humans, or human beings are lustful, and it's almost to some degree in our nature to have this. And whenever it comes to trying to control how much lust that someone might give, it really means to be thinking about what it is that your thoughts are saying for you to do, and you just observe them and not give in to them. Because the more you give in to your thoughts and your emotions, the less self control you have over your own self. Like, I didn't realize how bad it was to not have control over myself until, like, I'd say maybe almost a year ago for relationships, but now I'm realizing how much more I need it in order to be the successful person that I want to become. And because of that, it's driving me to really focus on what's going on in my head and being able to control myself and portray myself towards the path that will actually lead me to success. And I believe that if you are trying to be successful or something in your life, then this probably applies to you as well. Because whenever it comes to self control and desires, we don't always like genuinely think about them and the thoughts that are behind them, so we just give into them. And that's how we fall, because they conquer us instead of us conquering our emotions and desires. And in lust, because we are lustful humans or human beings, and the people that give in to lust too much are the people that have the least self-control. Because when you realize that you don't have the discipline or the self-control built up in order to stop giving in to lust, it stops you from evolving, and it keeps you on this chain that you might be feeling if you have these addictions. And now I'm not going to talk about lust completely, because I feel like that deserves like its own video. I've already made somewhat of a video on it, which had to do with my relationship with it. And I just feel like that it's a really good example for self-control, because most of us have had the addiction of relapsing, and it's not great. It's not a great thing for us to have, right? It's not good. And whenever it comes to relapsing, it's because we were giving in to our thoughts and emotions and actions that are not going to be applicable to our future, at least in a positive aspect. However, they will be in a detrimentally bad aspect, where it'll lead us to less progression in becoming a better person, a better self, a better future self. And whenever you realize that it's gonna be hard to gain this discipline and self-control, it might even push you more, because hopefully it doesn't drive you away because of how hard it is to obtain. But instead, for me, knowing how hard it is for me to become that future self, I've just been giving it my all, like for 30 days at least, if not more than that, in order to become my best self, which is where I am right now. And I feel like whenever it comes to self-control again, like, it's a hard thing to grasp. It's only something that we can really visualize until you actually feel like you have control over yourself. And you'll know whenever it is that you have control over yourself. Because if, let's say, you're not addicted to lust, then let's not use that as your indicator that you have self-control. Use the fact that you observe your thoughts and actions, and you take the good thoughts and you do the good actions based on those thoughts. Like, if your brain is telling you that you should either play games, and another part of your brain has the thought that you should probably be reading, or at least 5 pages or something, and you decide to give in to that thought of going to go read, that's self-control. It's being able to discern the good and bad thoughts and good emotions, and just view and listen to the bad ones, but without giving them power. Whenever you give power to the positive thoughts and emotions, you start to become a better person, and you start to understand truly what it means to have self-control. And I believe that I'm only starting out on this, because I feel like it is hard for me sometimes to understand what my good thoughts are, and if I really should be doing them, because some of these good thoughts back then were easier because I had so many bad habits. But now that I've gotten rid of them for the most part, and I'm taking in a lot of good habits, it's kind of hard for me now to discern what more I should be doing and when I should be resting. But for you, if you have things that you're not happy with in your life, look at those first. Observe those and why they're happening, and take action. Because taking action means you're taking self-control over for yourself, and you are conquering yourself. It's a fun process whenever you think about it in the way where you can improve and become the best version of yourself. But just make sure not to get lost. And whenever you get lost, just remember what good thoughts that you were having and what good habits you were trying to build. And I promise that if you do that, you'll be able to become the kind of person that you need to be. And I think that's enough for me before I end this video, but I just want to say that my allergies have been really bad since my last video, and I felt really horrible yesterday, and I still don't feel 100% yet, but whenever I feel that kind of 100%, I'm gonna go on a run. And I found these parks near me, so it's gonna motivate me to run because I'm going to go to them. I'm gonna be running around, let's say, a mile, if not a little bit more than that. It should take me like 5 minutes to get to these parks, and I'm going to probably record in them instead of recording in my backyard as always. It's just a new environment that I kind of want to put myself in, and I'll basically be alone, I believe, in that, depending on which park I go to. But I can't wait to do it, and I just wanted to share that at the end of this video. Another thing that I should talk about a little bit before I end the video is surrounding yourself with people that have self-control and discipline will help you also have self-control and discipline, because you'll be adapting to them in the way that they have already conquered themselves, and you'll realize what it looks like for someone to have already conquered themselves. Now, you can watch my videos if you believe that I truly have conquered myself, which I believe I have. I'm getting to the point where the bad thoughts don't even affect me anymore. I've already gotten to the point where I'm just trying to become the best version for my future self. And if you want a conversation, maybe you need to open up about self-control, you need help with it, or discipline, my email is open. It's in the description of my channel, and I might even put it in the description of this video. But definitely feel free. I am open to that. And I really don't want to go to school today. I mean, I think I said that in another video, but I don't want to. I have testing, so it's just gonna be like 4 hours of boringness, and then maybe I might read or something in that, but I don't know. It's gonna be a long day today, and this video is just my start to it. I hope if you're watching it in the morning, this is a good start to your day, and I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day, and that you learn to conquer yourself, your emotions, and your desires. I wish you the best of luck.